Today, I'm going to show you how to make a small, flat-bottom bowl that barely requires any trimming. I've got 1 pound of clay that's already wedged. Let's get started. Just going to slam it down, join it to the wheel head, and then I get my left arm in with some water, and I just start centering right away. Bring up a cone. With these small amounts of clay, it can be very easy to rip off pieces of clay, so don't use too much force. Bring it down into a mound, and then I'll bring it back up again. I really like to do the coning and pushing it back down 3 times at least. I find that really helps to get my clay nice and centered and organized. I'm going to bring it down, clean up the excess. Use my right thumb to kind of find the center. Okay, I return my left hand to the centered mass of clay, and I go right in with my right thumb, and then I squeeze it open, pinch it open. I usually do that all in one move, but at that time I need to do it a second time. Okay. Other people do it different ways. You'll find a way that works for you. You could try this method or any other way of opening. Next, I'm going to pinch across the bottom, just trying to kind of bring it open and flat. Clean my hands a little bit. Here's where you need the flat bottom rib. I like to have the curved side facing the outside of my bowl. I'm going to hold it with 2 hands. I'm going to compress a little bit. I don't want to press too hard, and just kind of open it a little bit more and just establish what's the bottom and what's going to be the wall. Okay, next, some more water. Now I'm going to do my pulls. So I get underneath on the outside and I go right in with my fingers. Remember, you want to have just 1 point of contact inside and 1 point of contact on the outside. These bowls are wonderful for like ice cream, cereal, small serving bowls, food prep for cooking. So, you know, I don't want it to be a vertical wall. I want it to open up and be wide. If this kind of bowl gets too tall, it's harder to use. So on my second pull here, I'm going to get underneath, get some of that clay down there, and then I'm going to pull it a little bit wider here. I'm not going really any taller. For me, I'm very experienced with this form. 2 pulls will basically get me there. If you need to do more, it's totally fine. Okay, the next thing, I'm going to clean my hands. I've got my towel here, dry my hands. This is where the metal rib, you could use a plastic rib, but I find the metal ribs are great for this. Like I said, I make these myself for this specific shape that I've been using for many years. I'm going to basically straighten that wall and remove some slip. I'm really not pressing too hard. I love the flat wall because it gives you a really nice decorative surface. Okay, I still have a little bump of clay down there. Now I'm going to take my wooden knife, hold it with 2 hands, and I'm going to cut right in along basically the same line that I just made with the rib. This is where, you know, really eliminates a lot of the trimming work that you have to do. Remove that excess clay. And that is basically it. With a small small bowl like this, you know, a bat system could be really nice. Or if you have multiple bats, that can be great too. You could just pick it up and move it. But I'm going to show you if you don't have a lot of bats, or if you're throwing directly on the wheel head, you want to tighten up on your wire with this wheel spinning at a slow speed. Go underneath it once. Okay? And then you can use your fingers like this and just pick it up and set it aside. Okay? I'm going to remove this extra clay, and I'm going to move right in. I've got I have a loop tool here for trimming. I've got a few of these bowls. I threw these a few hours ago. When they were dry enough, I turned them upside down. They're basically leather hard, perfect for trimming. So let me show you how I do that. I'll just pop it right in the center. Have some clay ready to make lugs. You know, I know a lot of people do the tap centering. It's never been my specialty. I still do just the way that I started out. You know, I just hold a finger steady and see where it hits and where it's not, and move it closer to the center. And I'll repeat that process usually by maybe the third time or the fourth time I'm pretty close. But that's basically it. It's centered. For a small bowl, you could probably get away with 3 lugs, but let's just do 4 to be on the safe side. So I'm just going to basically clean up this edge here. What I'm trying to have is basically a straight line for the wall. I think I'm there, so I'm just going to bevel it a little bit. You can come back with your metal rib or a soft plastic rib. Soft plastic might be a little bit better. I want to remove any trimming marks. You can take a wet finger. Okay, and that's it for the trimming. You can see how simple that is. It's a beautiful, wonderful little bowl. Once again, I did this with 1 pound of clay, but you could do it, you know, if you want to go bigger, make it with 2 pounds of clay, 3 pounds of clay. You can see that it's got a nice profile there. I'll put this back upside down for drying. Let me just show you quickly here. These are some of these bowls I've made over the years. So I like to have a very colorful outside. This one has a sgraffito pattern. It's with a speckled clay. The inside is a white over a glossy clear. You can have a really nice surface, a broad surface for decoration. A lot of options. I don't make them to a throwing gauge. I kind of let them be a little bit loose, and but I find that you can find a way to stack them up. Of course, if you want to throw tighter, get a throwing gauge or something like that. So, thank you for watching. This has been my sort of, what do we call it? A no trim flat bottom bowl demo. I love these. I make them. I use them at home. Try it out. See what you think. Let me know your experience in the comments. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.